The moment she said, "Let's take a break," I felt something inside me snap, quietly like a thin thread finally giving up. She didn't cry. She didn't even look sad. She just stirred her coffee and said it like she was removing me from a to-do list. And that hurt more than anything. I remember nodding, pretending to be calm while my chest tightened. "Yeah," I whispered. "Maybe we do need space." But the truth was simple. I didn't want space. I wanted her. I thought we were getting married. I thought she loved me the way I loved her. I was wrong. The break that broke everything. The first week without her felt like living without skin. Every place in my apartment had her fingerprints on it. Her hairband on my dresser, her mug beside my sink, her laugh still echoing in my head. But she didn't call. Not once. I kept telling myself not to be dramatic. She said she needed time. She said I was too attached, too available, too predictable. I thought that meant she felt smothered. Later, I realized it meant she felt bored. On the 10th day of our break, I saw something that made my stomach drop. I was scrolling absent-mindedly on Instagram when her best friend posted a story. A boomerang of a fancy rooftop bar. I almost skipped it, until I noticed the reflection in the glass behind her. My fiancé, leaning into a man, laughing, touching his arm in the way she used to touch mine when she wanted attention. My hands went numb. I replayed the story over and over. The video was only 3 seconds, but I memorized every frame like it was a crime scene. Maybe it was. I wanted to believe it was innocent. I wanted to believe she wouldn't betray me. But the way she leaned in, the familiarity, the timing, it didn't feel innocent at all. Still, I said nothing. I waited. I watched. Sometimes silence reveals more than confrontation. The signs I ignored. Over the next few days, I noticed a change, small things, but they cut deep. She stopped responding quickly. Her texts became short, dry, cold. I used to get paragraphs, voice notes, excited updates about her day. Now all I got were, "Busy, talk later. Maybe another time. Not in the mood to chat." One night, she called for the first time since our break started. My heart jumped until she said, casually, "I think this break is good for us. I'm finally feeling like myself again." Myself again. Without me. She didn't ask how I was. She didn't ask if I was okay. She didn't even notice that her absence had become a wound. Something inside me hardened that night. Not out of anger, but out of clarity. I decided to stop talking, stop asking, stop chasing. And that's when everything changed. When I stopped chasing, the truth came out. 2 days later, she texted, "Are you free? I want to see you." I wasn't expecting it, but I agreed. When she arrived, she hugged me. But it felt weird, like someone returning a borrowed coat. She talked a lot, smiling too much, acting like everything was normal. But her eyes kept drifting to her phone. At one point it lit up. A message preview appeared. A man's name. With a heart emoji. She snatched the phone so fast she might as well have confessed. "You okay?" I asked softly. She froze for half a second. That was enough. The truth leaked into the silence between us. "It's just a friend," she said. I didn't smile. I didn't shout. I didn't accuse. I just nodded, and something in my calmness must have scared her. Because suddenly she wasn't smiling anymore. The night her house of lies collapsed. People always imagine revenge as big, loud, destructive. But the most painful revenge is quiet. Giving someone enough rope to reveal who they really are. That night, she left her phone on my sofa when she went to the bathroom. The screen lit up again, same man, new message. "Miss you already. Can't wait till Friday, red heart." Friday. The night she told me she would be busy with work. I didn't touch her phone. I didn't need to. I'd seen enough. When she came back, I asked her one question, gently, almost kindly. "Do you still want to marry me?" Her whole face changed. Panic. Shock. Guilt. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out at first. I don't know," she whispered. And that was my closure. Because if you really love someone, you never need a break to figure it out. And you definitely don't spend that break with someone else. I stood up, picked up her jacket, and handed it to her. "I think you do know," I said quietly. "And I think we're done." She burst into tears, grabbed my arm, begged me to talk. Suddenly she wanted me. Suddenly she remembered the future we planned. But it wasn't real. Not anymore. I wasn't hers to keep on a shelf until she was bored. The part she didn't expect. 2 days later, her best friend messaged me. Not to gossip. Not to comfort me. But to apologize. I didn't know she was lying to you, she wrote. I thought you two were on a clean break. But she told everyone you were still together. I'm sorry. I thanked her. I didn't ask for details. I didn't need any more pain. But then came the part that felt like poetic justice. She and that guy, he blocked her today. Apparently he found out she was engaged. That hit me like cold air. She lost me. She lost him. She ended up alone. Not because I punished her, but because the truth always punishes itself. My ending, not hers. It's been 3 months now. I'm not going to pretend I healed overnight. Some nights still hurt. But I'm free. Free from being too attached. Free from being taken for granted. Free from someone who needed to lose me before realizing my worth. And sometimes the greatest revenge is simply moving on. Without burning the bridge. Just walking away. And letting it collapse on its own. Because it always does.